How y'all doing today? My name is Ayn, and today's topic of discussion is going to be you got to thank the people that provided the examples. You got to thank the people that provided the examples to you. Now, what I'm talking about when I'm thinking about you got to thank those people, I'm not literally saying you need to go to them and thank them. And let me tell you why. I'm actually thinking about the people that provided examples that weren't ideal examples. In other words, they were bad examples. The reason why I'm saying you have to thank them is because if you were paying attention and you were doing like one of the things that we say on this channel, when you're using everything as a benefit to you, they're showing you exactly what not to do. Let's break it down. More often than not, when I'm talking about situations that may be hurtful to you, or something that you've experienced that may be traumatizing, or just a lot of rigmarole, we're looking at healthy ways on how to deal with those situations. And one of the healthy ways of dealing with things is remembering how you felt when some of those same unhealthy things were done to you. Now think about it. Would you really want to put that off on somebody else? Now some people would say, oh, well, I'm hurting in that moment. I want to make you feel the same way that I did. And actually, that was something that I lived by. I didn't know how any other way to express myself other than, man, that hurt. That stung. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you by making you feel the way that you made me feel. When I look back on all of those instances in retrospect, and I thought about it, I may have felt some sort of I'm not going to say relief, because relief is the wrong word when I say that, I would dish out what was dished out to me. Let's say it might appear to seem gratifying in that moment when you're doing it, because your tempers are flaring, emotions running hot, but ultimately it was a horrible thing to go through for a number of reasons. Number one, if it was a relationship that had any sort of meaning behind it, meaning whether it was a family member or a close friend, whatever the case may be, you're going to end up having to go back and, if you all, talk things out and apologize for all of the, things that were said or done, and that doesn't feel too cool. You actually feel worse than what the situation had taken you through. And then, you're setting pride aside, and then, a lot of those instances, the relationship is forever changed, if it's even still there. So it's just not a healthy way of doing things. And, that was something I learned early on, and kept learning early on, and kept going through. So that's one of the things that, I wanted to share with you. But the older that I got, and the more that I experienced, and the more that I took my emotions out of it, and by taking my emotions out of it, I mean become emotionally detached to the unhealthy situation, so that way I wasn't tempted to react or to have my pride on the line or my feelings on the line, and just kind of look back at what was occurring and what I needed to do, if anything, in the situation. It showed me, one, why am I even dealing with this? Why am I engaging in this person at this time? Why am I walking back into this? Two, this has nothing to do with the person. The number two that I'm getting ready to talk about is when I was out dealing, and I had an opportunity while dealing with other people that I could become this same person that was putting this hurt or tearing down. I could become the same person to somebody else. That's what made me stop and look at those examples and go, man, You know what? And I've said this before. I'm like, you know what? It was worth me going through that if I could see that this is a horrible way to make anybody feel, and I wouldn't want to do this to anybody else. Thank you. I'm glad you provided that example. Because I wouldn't want to come off like this to anyone. It's not only unbecoming of me, I'm tearing others down. There's enough of that in the world. I don't want to be a part of that. Thank you for providing that example. I just wanted to take time out to explain that today, or to discuss that, because all too often, when you're really close to situations, you keep going back into them. You keep doing the same things over and over again. Then, even when you're not in those situations, you don't realize that you've picked up bad habits, and you're doing the same thing to other people. And then, when you're doing it, and they're trying to explain on the way that it makes them feel, you're trying to rationalize it away. You're trying to explain it away, just like the person was doing with you. So you have to do some self-reflecting in that. That's the reason why I said everything can be a benefit to you. All of it. Not just the good, the bad as well. Thank you. Thank you for providing those examples. If you hadn't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on my other social media, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram. Obviously, I'm on YouTube. This is where I'm hosting my videos at. Look at the link in the description box. That's where you'll find my book, I Am Kilimanjaro's The Arithmetic of Family Communication. It talks along the same lines of the things that we discuss in these videos. How to deal with your family. Mother, father, sisters, brothers. Everybody, you're looking at yourself. That's how the book starts out. You're taking a look at yourself first before you get ready to interact with others. In the meantime, stay encouraged. Avoid being discouraged. I'm Aim. You have a good one.